Hello, teacher. I'm going to read my part of my final job. Let's go. Introduction. This final word belongs to the final homework of the final degree course of the Open University of Grado. It's a compilation of all the topics that we have covered during the course, made for the program of classes of final course of degree in the quadrimester 2009-1. In this final word, we will make a synthesis of the topics we have seen through this course. Objectives. The objectives we have determined the importance of foreign language. Number 2, know the importance of foreign language in teaching. And number 3, determine the promotion in tourism of foreign language. This is the point more important. And the objectives. Here we have the first homework, the first activity, language and linguistic concept. The concept of language. A language is a system through which men or animals communicate their ideas and feelings, either through speech, writing, or other conventional signs, and can use all the signs to communicate it. The concept of linguistics as a science is dedicated to the analysis and laws that govern human language. In other words, it tries to explain how language works at a certain moment to understand the general functioning. After studying and developing this activity of the first topic on the concept of language and linguistics, we fully understand the importance of each concept for the learning of a language, as well as the difference between language acquisition and learning. And homework number 2, the importance of active communication in language learning. Communication is a word of Latin origin that means sharing or making common. Communication can be understood as the exchange, interrelation, as a dialogue, as a life in society, all relate indissolubly to the productive needs of men and cannot exist without language. Communication is shared through and there can be known through without words. The need to communicate was the engine of all kinds of expressive codification. It's usually divided into 4 phases. Number 1, memory, and number 2, pictorial, and number 3, ideography, and number 4, phonetics. In this homework, we understood that communication is a process of great importance in all human activity, being thus the mediator for the achievement of a successful teaching educational process. Number 2, the teaching of foreign language focuses on communicative development and not on the mere demand of structure. And homework number 3, understanding change in the workplace. And number 1, what does change mean? It's a feeling of loss of dignity caused by a fall committed or by a humiliation or insult received. Are you shameful and why? Yes, I consider myself a shameful person because I find it hard to communicate it and get closest to people, and sometimes I worry about what people think and say of me. Here, do you think women are more shameful than men or opposite? Why do you think so? Yes, we think that women are more shameful than men because as we are more sensitive and sentimental, we are much more difficult to develop in some issues. Though not all women are shameful, but in my opinion, I think we are. Here, the use of cell phone advantage and disadvantage. Cell phones are having a great influence in our life and are very convenient to keep with us. Cell phones are a faster and more effective way to transfer information. An advantage, immediate advantage, great relevance in the consolidation of social networks, approaching and facilitating contact with other people, emergency communication, internet connection, multimedia message. Here is the communication. Disadvantage, we have that dependence that cell phone can create dependence and waste of time. Network signal can affect your health. If you use you for longer times, you can have numbers problems in fingers, hands, or arms. You can be less social with other people. More. Through this investigation, we have learned the following. In this task, we could learn about the use we give to the cell phones, and when we say we use, because we also use it, and we think it is of great importance to recognize that if we put to good use, knowing that everything in excess of damage things without a doubt that the phone cell phones is a great importance to keep us communicated and be informed about what is happening around the world. Homework number 6, and this we have some exercise. Exercise like meat, chocolate, bread, ice cream, egg, cheese, peas, sugar, biscuit, fish, vegetable, rice, and check your vocabulary gap fill complete definition. And number 1, chocolate is brown and sweet. Number 2, vegetables are all good for you. Number 3, a fish is an animal that lives in water. Number 4, the rice is small, white grains, and you can eat it with curry. And number 5, meat comes from animal. And number 6, cheese can be yellow or white, is made from milk. Number 7, chicken lays beef. They are called egg. Number 8, what's your favorite ice cream? Chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry. Number 9, pizza comes from Italy. It has tomato and cheese on it. And number 9, you need brick to make a sandwich. Homework number 7, history and development of tourists. Here we have that tourism is as such born in the 19th century as a consequence of the Industrial Revolution, with displacement whose main intention is leisure, relation, culture, health, business, or family relations. These movements are differentiated by their purpose of other types of travel motivated by wars, migratory movements, and conquest trade, amongst and others. However, tourism has clear historical background. The concept of ecotourism. The ecotourism or ecological tourism is a tourist activity that develops without altering the balance of the environment and avoiding the damage to nature. It's a trend that seeks to make the tourist industry compatible with the ecology. After studying and developing this activity of the first topic on the history and development of tourism, we are able to learn about the history of tourism and its development through the years. This is all, teacher. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I am Lisbeth, and I'm going to continue with second part of the topics. My friend Lady was with you at the beginning, and I accompany you with the rest. The importance of transport in tourism. Transportation is the action of carrying things or people from one place to another, and also to the means used to transport. In ancient times, tourists walked to get anywhere. This was limited since walking could not cross the sea, but thanks to the means of transport, a tourist can travel any side of the world. What is vision? Vision is what one person can show another, so that it can learn. It can be an idea, experience, or skills. It can also be a habit or some educational performance. In general, the methodologies for learning are good and well-founded, but they also have a lot to do with the teacher's training. The important thing is to know them and keep the best of each of them. Gamification, lessons learning by projects, and cooperative learning. Forms the entertainment. Entertainment is any activity that allows human begin to spend their free time. Social network. Social networks are a term originated in communication. These refer to the set of groups, communities, and organizations linked to each other through social relationships. This was the result of the convergence of the media, their political, economy, and the development of technologies with the objective of the interaction of two or more channels. Corruption is the act of corrupting, depriving, spoiling, perverting, or damaging. Corruption is a moral or symbolic depravity. This consists of abuse of power to get some kind of profit. That is, corruption is not a keen term to refer to anything or anyone. Nepotism is the exaggerated predilection that some people who work for the government have respect to their friends and family, when even public employees or making certain concessions, that is, the individual get favors or jobs by the proximity with someone important and not by this own merit. Christianity is one of the three monotheistic religions that the world has today. It is based on the teachings of Christ. Human rights are all those rights that people have because of the fact that they exist. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was proclaimed in Paris by the United Nations after the impact of the Second World War. Some are right to life, right not to receive torture, right to not discrimination, right not to be subjected to slavery, and right to privacy, and others. Thank you for your attention. Up to here, our participation.